There are three major reasons to avoid getting an IVA. I'm about to tell you the downsides that the industry doesn't want you to know about, so let's get into it. Hey guys, it's Scott here from MoneyNerd, and today I'm going to be revealing the three biggest reasons you shouldn't be getting an IVA. Now I need to say this from the start, this isn't a let's bash IVAs video. IVAs can be really beneficial for some people, but they're by no means the solution for the masses. In fact, there's many circumstances that IVAs can simply be a bad choice. So today we'll be diving into the three biggest reasons why an IVA might not be a good fit for you. Firstly, you need to be totally honest with yourself about your own income and health situation. Specifically, you need to think about whether your situation is likely to change over the next 5 to 6 years. An IVA is a strict, legally binding agreement to pay back your creditors every month for the next 5 to 6 years. Anyone who is looking to start an IVA will agree with their creditors a monthly amount that they can afford to pay back. The problem comes is if your situation changes and you can no longer afford to make these repayments. Let's say your health deteriorates, or you can no longer work, or your contract isn't renewed at work. Now you might struggle to repay the amount that you agreed when you took out the IVA. Sadly, it won't take many missed payments for your IVA to fail. Failing means that your contract between you and your creditors is cancelled, and they'll be allowed to start chasing you for your debts again, and you'll still need to pay back the fee for your insolvency practitioner charges relating to the failed IVA. So long story short, it's a lose-lose situation. Whilst it's true that many people end up writing off their debts or lowering their monthly repayments through an IVA, it only works if you have the means to make it work, so your situation needs to be predictable. Which brings me to my next reason. If you work in finance, law or accountancy, or working with finances is even remotely part of your job, then make sure you check your job contract. In some cases, signing up for an IVA can actually breach your contract at work. Let's say you work as a financial advisor and you help other people improve their finances. Think of it from the perspective of the customer. Would you trust a financial advisor who has financial difficulties themselves? This might seem brutal, but that's the reality of the view your employer might take. Thirdly, it's imperative that you look into other solutions first. You can't just jump into an IVA as your first port of call. Everyone's financial situation is different, and as a result, you could need a different solution that isn't an IVA. You're only eligible for an IVA in specific circumstances anyway, but even if you do qualify for an IVA, that doesn't mean you should immediately jump the gun and get one. As you've seen from the first 2 points, it could be a horrible idea. Remember, IVAs do help thousands of people get out of debt every year, but that doesn't mean there's some magical one-size-fits-all solution. There's plenty of other options out there that might be a much better fit for you. When it comes to IVAs, they're no walk in the park. They demand a huge financial and lifestyle changes that you might not need or you might not want. Consider other options like a cheaper debt management plan, or in certain cases filing for bankruptcy or debt relief order. At both ends of these spectrums, they can be both more beneficial in the long run. Before you make a decision, it's really important you speak to a debt expert and do your own research. Jumping in without having an understanding of what you're signing up for, or without understanding what's fully out there, is a recipe for disaster. Although I can't make your decision for you, I can certainly point you in the right direction. I recommend that beyond speaking to an advisor, you also check out free services like the National Deadline and the Citizens Advice Bureau. They offer plenty of free resources and guidance to help you find the best solution. I'll put a link in the description for each. So with that in mind, if you want to learn more about the debt solutions and what might be right for you, I've got a little calculator that I'll link in the description also that will help you work out what the best debt solution is for you. After using the calculator, you'll have the option to speak to a qualified debt specialist. Now let's pretend for a moment that after watching this video and doing loads of your own research, you still want to know how to get an IVA. Well, I've got a video called 4 Steps to Get an IVA, which I'll link to here, or if it's not showing there, I'll link to it in the description below. It's not about the pros and cons, it's purely about the steps that you need to take to get one. Or you could check out any of the other finance related videos that we've got on the channel. But thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you want to continue learning more about finances, and I'll see you in the next one.